Hello, hello, hello. Hello, let's check here if I am live. I'm testing a new platform. Let's just check if everything working well. I'm using a new platform for live streaming here to transmit on different platforms. Let me check if everything working well. Yeah. If someone watching me, just let me know. So that's the first time I'm transmitting in different platform, teaching in English. If you don't know, I'm launching my online saxophone online course in few weeks. So I'm happy here to share my knowledge about saxophone, about music with you and help you to develop your skills on saxophone. Okay. So once you arrive here, don't forget to engage, interact, comment where you are from. If you have some question also in the end of the class, you can ask everything you want. So the class of today's class is about, don't mind if you have saxophone or not, okay? It's a class for even if you don't have saxophone, but you have interest to learn saxophone. It's a starting learning saxophone, what every beginner should know. Okay, so if you have already your saxophone, you are still learning how to sound, play the sound on the mouthpiece, or learning scales, still learning scale, trying some articulation. Don't mind your level. It's for you that have interest in start learning saxophone, even if you don't have saxophone. So let me share here some slides. Let me know if you can see everything here. Saxophone Creative Tips Series. So I want to come here at least once per week. For each week a different class, and that class is very inclusive. It's for who? Everyone. I think it's everyone. So my name is Marcelo Cucco. If you don't know me, uh, I can tell more about myself, but the objective of this class today is identify what kind of saxophonist you want to become. You see that we saxophone player we have different ways to perform. It's a very nice strength. I'm very happy to be saxophone player. I'm working at the moment in a schools, and I for in secondary school also. And sometime the teenager ask if I like to be saxophone player. And they want to be saxophone player. I'm very happy because yes, we have a lot of requests. We have a lot of opportunity to work. As soon I can show you something about my experience. So identify what kind of saxophonist you want to become. Then build a musical mindset and space for practice. Explore the saxophone family and its roles. Yeah, you can see the main saxophones. You will have a family of saxophones. Uh, Complete two foundation exercise. So we have exercise. Even if you don't have saxophone, you have exercise. Start weekly listening habits. Yeah, all about habits. Learning how to find your first saxophone. Yeah, I can give you a tip about how to find your first saxophone. And connect with saxophone community. That's very important. Community is everything. Okay, so who this class for? Beginner who feel unsure where to start. If you want to learn saxophone, but you don't have saxophone, or if you have saxophone, you don't know nothing, you don't have friends, saxophone player, you don't know nothing, that's class for you. confused about, if you think it's too late to start your saxophone journey, is also for you. It's also for you, because you can see that's never late. It's also good for your brain. If you think it's late, it's a wrong mindset, you know. It's always interesting, always good to learn something new. So confusion is part of the journey. This is your first clear step. That's it. I'm here to give you the first direction. So I am Marcelo Cucco. I didn't grow up in a musical family. My parents are journalists. My grandparents, part of father, doctor, uh, doctor, part of mother, militaries, navy, and that's it. Anyone musician. I had a lot of problem with my family because of my decision to become musician. But today, as you can see, let me show something. Let me show a bit of my last month about my travels. Just let's change here. Can you see here? It's my Instagram, okay? Let me show you something about my experience traveling the world playing saxophone. Let's see if it can charge. Okay, you can see here one of my season playing a cruise ship, arriving there in a cruise ship. Let's see, yeah, alone. Playing, traveling the road, people, countries. Playing music, different setup, improvising a lot, improvising fun. So you can see I'm traveling the world for many years, traveling the world, playing saxophone. So we have a lot of possibility. It wasn't an open. That's it. A bit of the experience I want to share with you, so I can give you some experience. I have a lot of experience and knowledge to share with you. So let's come here. I started from zero. I made mistakes. I bought wrong gear. I learned through experience. I had a lot of teacher. I have I am music teacher. I'm a graduated music teacher. I have also master degree. My master degree was about my experience traveling the world, improvising, etc. So roadmap, mindset, and environment setup, 2 foundation exercise, saxophone family overview, where saxophonists perform, how to buy your first saxophone, and staying connected, and the listening habit. So first step, prepare your environment. Learning saxophone starts before touching the instrument. You have to prepare a place in your house. You can buy books if you like, vinyls, CDs. Prepare some place in your home to remember that you are involved in it. Okay, listen openly. You can see I'm going to give you some reference of saxophone. Choose aspiring quiet space and remove distraction. You have to dedicate your time to listen saxophone, to study saxophone. You can explore community online. You have to live at least 20 minutes of your life involved in saxophone, listening saxophone, doing some research. I'm going to give you also some exercise here, some exercise to practice it that can help you a lot. So follow saxophonists and the groups online. Okay, and then once you have saxophone, you have to consider saxophone your voice, because music is a kind of language. So saxophone is just the instrument you are going to use to express yourself. So, famous saxophone player. In the decade of 30, we have, for example, a reference, Coleman Hawkins, one of the first saxophone players of the history, the first saxophone player to perform as solist, Coleman Hawkins. And then the 40s, we have, for example, Charlie Parker, one of the bebop characters. Charlie Parker changed a lot my vision about music, about saxophone. The way he improvised, his improvisation was very important for me to change my mindset about what music means, because I was playing orchestra. I had experience playing. I started playing orchestra. I never improvised before in the first years as saxophone player. So one day I heard Charlie Parker and it changed my life. I saw music as a language. I heard he playing crazily, and for me it's a shock in my mind. It changed a lot my music perception. So then 50, we have John Coltrane. John Coltrane is like he influenced the music, the progressive rock, the rock and roll, the solos, crazy solos, expression, trying to mixing spirituality, trying to transcend the perception, the words, the or physical perception, So it's a kind of magic. Was a kind of magic guy. So through saxophone, he tried to connect with divine force. It was very, very important. And then 80s, we have Michael Brecker. Michael Brecker is more modern. So exercise number one, you have exercise number one. Exercise number one, list the legends. List saxophonists you know and the songs associated with them. So activates it activates memories, builds taste and reference. This exercise is very important for you to activate memory and yeah. So shows your starting point in musical identity. So take a note now. What you have to do, your first exercise. Write now the name of saxophone player you remember and associate music with them. What kind of music you associate with them? Name. Write a list of saxophone player. Maybe in the end of this class you can have more saxophone player. But do it now. The first exercise. Write a list of saxophone player and associate some music with them. Should be their own composition, should be a style. Do that exercise. Write a list of saxophone player and associate them with some song or some style. Okay. Then exercise 2. You have to do some research. You have to find 2 saxophonists per decade from 40s, decade of 40s. For example, write 2 names of saxophone player from 40s. For example, here, Charlie Parker, Lester Young. You have 2. 50s, you have John Coltrane and Sonny Rollins. 60, Cannonball Adderley and Wayne Shorter. Just example. That's the exercise number 2. Okay, but that moment is not in your mind. You can do some research. The activity number 1 is write a list of saxophone player you already know and write songs you associate with them. Songs or style, but the exercise 2 is to do some research. So forget the research if you are still in the exercise 1. After, write a list of saxophone players and the songs or style associated with them. You can go ahead with the exercise number 2. So the exercise number 2 is research. Search 2 saxophone players for each decade, starting from 40s. So 2 saxophone for 1930, 2 saxophone player for 1950s, 2 saxophone player for 1960 until today. Okay, you have already 2 exercises. You don't need saxophone, and you don't need saxophone. For now, you don't need saxophone. Even if you have saxophone, this exercise works also for you. Okay, meet the saxophone family. So we have the soprano, that one here on the top. It's in B flat also. One interesting song associated with soprano is My Favorite Thing by John Coltrane. I can't play here because of the songwriting, you know. But I advise you to search this song, My Favorite Thing, performed by John Coltrane, saxophone soprano. And then going ahead, we have on alto saxophone, Merci, 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 Adderley, Cannibal Adderley. Cannibal, can you see here? From the 60, Cannibal Adderley. Merci, Merci, Merci. It's a very good song, especially if you are a beginner. And then tenor saxophone is the saxophone I use the most. Just the 2 of us. Just the 2 of us is very interesting, from 80s. And then baritone saxophone, we have Charles Mingus. Sorry, the saxophone is in front of the Mingus. Charles Mingus. Charles Mingus is a bass player, but you can listen as a baritone saxophone on that song. Moaning. Very interesting. Also for rock, some kind of punk rock is very interesting in baritone. So you can see saxophone adapting different kind of style. For example, where saxophonists perform. Saxophonists can be solo instrumental performance. I perform a lot solo. For example, instead the singer, I play saxophone in instrumental groups. Should be quartet, quintet, which should be trio. Solo instrumental performance. Should be also in pop or traditional bands. When we are performing pop and traditional bands, usually the saxophone player can play the solo one set, for example, a short period of the song, just 2 improvisations, or a counterpoint during the song, the space between the when the singer is breathing, you know, the pause between the melody of the singer. Counterpoint's the way, you know, it means counterpoint. I can explain better in another video, but now this class is for beginners. Okay, this class is for beginners. So let's go ahead. We have also brass session. Brass sessions mean NIPE, for example, orchestra of brass instruments, and should be also percussion brass instruments. So instead, a solo, we have a lot of saxophone player and the trumpet and the trombone playing in the main melody, or we can have a arrangement for saxophone player playing together, but not the same melody, you know, playing in harmony, but the main melody. That's it. It's the brass band. We have also with DJs and electronic beats. Electronic beats so common. Today, it's very requested. I confess that I have much more requests to perform with DJ. People request me a lot. And because of it, I need my improvisation skills because I have to improvise. I just improvise solos, free, like freestyle, you know? It's not 100% free. Exist some rules. In other videos, I can explain you how to do it, how to improvise following the harmony, following the pattern of each style, you know, because we have style, each style we have different patterns. We have harmonic pattern, we have rhythmic pattern, even styling the melody, you know, melodic pattern. So performing with DJ is something that today we have a lot of requests to perform with DJ, and we need improvisation skills. It's not hard. It's not hard comparing with some, for example, classic jazz, etc. But we need improvisation skill. We need to understand the fundamentals of improvisations. That's it. So, which of these settings do you imagine yourself? Do you imagine yourself as solo instrumental performer, playing with pop or traditional bands? It means not being the main voice, just eventual solos. Brass session, perform with other saxophone players, trumpet, trombone, maybe some percussion, or with DJ and electronic beats. I confess that I perform in all settings. I perform in all settings, and because of it, also I can be a professional. I can live exclusively as saxophone player. You don't need to be a pro saxophone player, but if you want, it's interesting for you to explore this kind of settings. Okay. So let's go ahead. So set your goal. Choose what kind of saxophonist you aspire to be. Maybe you have some idea in your mind today, and you can change your mind in another moment of life. It's completely normal. For example, I told you that today I have much more requests playing with DJ, or even I use a playlist on Spotify and I improvise, because today the Spotify, for example, can do the mixing, can do what a basic DJ can do. You know, it's mixing, selecting songs, can select song through AI, can change the songs, can sync the songs. So sometimes I play with DJs, nice, interesting, very good, have human connection. But we can use just a phone. We can use just a phone to perform it, improvise just free flow. Yeah, for following the style there. And I never imagined it before. I started performing in orchestras. Was orchestra with clarinet, flute, complete orchestra. I performed in a lot of brass bands because I'm originally from Rio, and the Rio we have carnival, and it's very traditional performing brass band. I had a lot of experience, and then I performed with popular pop group, pop bands, reggae bands, rock bands, folk, Brazilian folk bands, and then perform also with different Latin folk bands. You know, I perform, but now I have much more requests to perform with DJ or with Mr. Playlist, Mr. Spotify. A lot, a lot. The market today is request a lot. So the life is made by moments, right? So choose what kind of saxophonist you aspire to be. That's one other thing to think about. So that's it. Buying your first saxophone. I can give you now some interesting advice. If you don't have your saxophone, or even if you have saxophone, someone gave you, but you are thinking about to buy something new. I can tell you that, for example, I discovered on auction. On auction, we can buy good instruments very cheap. I don't know where you are from, but for example, I live in the UK. In the UK, we can use eBay to find everything on auction. A lot of instruments. Just example, I just bought a keyboard, a very good keyboard for £10 on auction. Just bought it, £10. I bought a professional flute for £30. £30 professional flute, because sometimes I play flute also. £30 professional flute. It's I wrote here, used instruments can be 50 or 80% cheaper. It's true, you can buy cheaper, because some people, for example, have saxophone but don't have teacher, don't have patient. I'm here to encourage you to study. If you have saxophone, and I think you are thinking sell it, etc. No, it's not your case. I'm here to encourage you to study, not sell on auction. Okay, please don't sell it. Study with me. I'm giving you a lot of tips to encourage you to study. Okay, but if you don't have saxophone, you can that's a way you can find instruments cheap. Very good instrument cheap on auction. So let's go ahead. I recommend Yamaha, Selma, and Jupiter. I personally love Yamaha. Why? For example, let me give you an example. If you break your instrument, you can find licensed uh, story to repair your instrument. For example, one day I was in a tour playing in Italy, and then I had a break in France. I was playing in, what's the name of the city? It's not Nice. It's Lyon. Lyon. I was playing Lyon, and I break my saxophone accidentally night after a performance. After the performance, and then I had in Paris another concert the other day, and then I was leaving London, and in 2 days after a concert in London. So I wake up, I found a story offshore Yamaha story to repair my instrument, and it was possible because Yamaha is good because of it. You can find Yamaha story or Yamaha or someone that has uh, everything ready to repair Yamaha song. The biggest city you can find people to repair Yamaha. That's the good thing about Yamaha. So Selma is a very good saxophone. Maybe for clarinet, it's not good as for saxophone, but saxophone, Selma produce very good saxophone. And Jupiter is a cheap one, but very good instrument. I played already in some Jupiter, very good. It's not expensive. It's very good. Jupiter produce very good saxophone. So search local store and online. For example, I bought the cheapest saxophone, alto saxophone, to use LED to perform in a disco. I bought the cheapest I found there because I don't want to use LED. I mean that this kind of LED here, for example, this LED here, I don't want to use it on saxophone, expensive saxophone. I don't want to use it on my Yamaha saxophone. So I bought a very cheap saxophone on Amazon, the cheapest one, and it was working. I just changed the mouthpiece because I'm already pro, so for me it was more comfortable. If you are not pro, if you are just beginning, you can start performing the cheapest mouthpiece, no problem. It's even better for you. Okay, So these are the websites you can find some instruments. As I told you, also eBay. eBay, you can find new instruments and second-hand instruments for a very good price. Very good price. Be careful with eBay because you can buy a lot of instruments. You know, you can buy. I'm every day buying instruments on eBay. I just bought a keyboard for £10 there. Okay, let's go ahead. Auction sometime review. Great deals. That's it. Let's go. Let's go ahead. Stay connected. Stay connected. I told in the beginning about ambience. The ambience is something very important. If you, for example, if you are the only one in your family, or if you don't have friends that want to learn a saxophone, you need to create your ambience. You have to follow saxophone players online. You can follow me. I'm always giving tips in all the social media, Instagram, here on YouTube. Also now Twitch, I'm going there. Also Facebook, I'm everywhere. So you can find different saxophone players, discover different saxophone players, stay involved even online. Especially if you live in a countryside, you have to create your atmosphere online, digital atmosphere. You can see, follow my tips. You can see, you can improve, you can get experience, you can get reference, and you can find a lot of community on Reddit, on Facebook. You know, follow professional saxophone player. It's very important for you to to stay connected. Another tip is listen to one saxophone album weekly, one per week. That generation we can find album easily every day. We can every day, every single minute we can find a new album. But discover one and listen this album for a whole week, especially instrumental, because you have to adapt your ear. You have to understand music as a language. So once you find a instrumental album of saxophone player, listen it for one whole week and then move to another album. Try to vary also the musician. You can see that on instrumental songs, you can see each saxophone player has a style. You can identify the saxophone player. If you train your ear, you can know, for example, this song is John Coltrane, this song is Charlie Parker, this song is Coleman Hawkins. You know, that's the point. You have to listen constantly and then identify, just because of the style, the phrases, you know, following the previous preview exercise. This video will be online, so you can review it, you can watch more. It's very important. I'm giving very interesting tips for you, and it will be very helpful. You don't need to have a saxophone. You have to prepare your mindset. You have to know. So I'm just giving you support to become a saxophone player. You know, you can see it's not just technical. It's not just practicing mechanic exercise, embouchure, developing set list. No, it's all about mindset. You have to listen. You have to create your atmosphere. You have to understand how saxophone player works. What are the possibilities? In the beginning of this video, I show you show performing cruise ship, different setups in a cruise ship, traveling the road. If you follow me, you can see much more. You know, I explore a lot. I explore different settings on the music. You know, I love exploring it. Music can give us the world, can give us wonderful ways, you know, to see ourselves, to explore the life, you know. That's divine dimension. So let's go. Let your ears fall in love with the instrument. That's it. You have to prepare your mindset. Stay involved on it. Guys, now I want to offer a bonus. I don't know if you have read the ebook. It's for free. You can download for free. The ebook From the Amazon to the World, a saxophone method for life and career. It's a ebook. I share my experience since the beginning, a lot of information, and for sure, you can get a lot of inspiration. I share a lot of inspiration. It's a kind of my whore, you know. You can travel with me. I perform in over 30 countries, over 30 countries. So you can learn a lot. It's a kind of a, it's, you know, I'm talking about my life as saxophone. My life is playing saxophone, is discover sound, meeting, study, explore, teaching, learning, composing, you know. So you can download it for free. Marcelo Cucco, can you see there? marcelocucco.com, marcelocucco.com/ebook, and you can download for free and read it. So it's one material you can have for free. You know, you can listen music, you can read that book, and become a saxophone player. Become a saxophone player. You can, you know, that's it. You have a lot of tools. You have a lot of possibilities. And that's it, guys. It's a pleasure to stay here with you to share knowledge. So write here. See if you have some question. If you want to know some specific topic on saxophone about this video, or even give me inspiration for another content, I'm always happy here to help you. And that's it. Thanks for watching me, and don't forget to stay tuned, and I'm here to help you. Bye. See you in another video. Thank you.